Hello, this is Manish Patel from the EII Capital Group. Today is December 12th, 2010. This is our Ichimoku weekly analysis for the currency market. We're going to begin. We got a lot to cover. We didn't do a video last week, so we got a lot to cover this week. This is our normal disclaimer. This is for educational use only. All charts are either in Thinkorswim, TradeStation, or FreeStockCharts.com. Okay, and here are our contact details. And you could also follow us on Twitter under Ichimoku Trading. Okay, so let's go first go look at the heat map. The heat map now is officially launched on the website. This is a version of the heat map right here. Let me kind of quickly go through it, but there will be a video on the heat map that we're going to put out tonight. Basically, the heat map ratings for the daily time frame are here listed under D0. The weekly heat map ratings are basically here under W0. W1 means this is the weekly rating for the heat map last week, and W5 is the week heat map rating for the daily time frame a week ago. The sediment, the TS, the Shikal, the Kumo are basically for the daily time frame. Okay, and what we're looking for, we've changed the rating system because a lot of people were confused on what it was. Basically, what we're looking for is our rating system goes from negative to 8. Okay. If you basically get an 8, that means all the 4 Ichimoku rules are good to go, and you got a green light to trade. If you get a negative 8, it's green light to trade for the bearish side. Okay, so our example would be if you get something like a negative 7 or a positive 7. You notice this is positive 7. There's a problem here, which is, as you could tell from the yellow here, which is the Tinkins and Cajuns for Australia and New Zealand. Okay, so let's go for the currencies and look at the daily time frame and look to see if there's any possible things to trade right now. And if you scroll down, you've got here basically New Zealand CAD could be a possibility. Okay, notice also on the weekly time frame is going to W4, so it seems like it's getting stronger. But we'll definitely go look at that. Okay, so that's a negative 7. There's a problem with the Tinkins and Cajuns relationship on that one. Also, Australia and New Zealand is a potential candidate. And that's about it right now for the currency side. Okay, so we got two things. We got New Zealand Canadian, okay, and Australia and New Zealand. So we'll go look at those. But let's go through our weekly Ichimoku analysis for the currencies. This is the Euro USD. If you look at the Euro USD, basically, right now we're consolidating. We're in the cloud, so there's no sentiment at all. We're basically between the Tinkins and Cajuns, and we're bouncing back and forth. So we're basically range bound right now. You're really not going to know anything until it breaks these levels here. Let me put these levels in here. And really right here and right here. So we got to basically break those levels and then look at the chart and see exactly where we stand. But right now, the Euro USD is basically going sideways, and there's no momentum at all. If you look at trend lines, this could look like a trend line going up, but it could have broken the trend line. We're not sure yet. So nothing on the weekly as far as the Euro USD is concerned. On the daily time frame, you could kind of bring this level up to here. If it breaks here, then there's going to be a possibility of retesting this low. If it goes higher, it's going to go in the cloud. So a little more tilting towards the bearish side, but the weekly is basically telling us there's no opportunities right now as far as the pound, Euro USD is concerned. Let's go look at the pound. Pound right now is bullish sentiment. However, you got the Shikal in the cloud, so that's basically telling us there's going to be some consolidation that's going to basically occur. Really, this opportunity right here is the pound's got to get to this level right here, above this level at 63.72 in order for it to start a bullish trend to go up. If it does that and also consolidates in the next couple of weeks, there's a high possibility it's going to start trending to the top side. Okay, let's go look at the daily time frame. Daily time frame, if you look at it, it's in the cloud. Well, barely a little below the cloud, but it's basically between the Tinkins and Cajuns, so there's no opportunity there. On a daily time frame, it's basically got to break these levels here. At the top side at 60.51, and the bottom side is 56.55. Okay, let's go look at the US yen, and let's go look at the weekly time frame. If you look at the weekly time frame, basically we're between the Cajuns and the Tinkins, so it's basically a counter trend bullish move right now that we're in. If you're a counter trend player, then you can start looking at a daily time frame, start looking at playing this bullish. And honestly, if it breaks this level at about 84.75, then this thing can start a trend to the top side and go all the way to the Cajuns on the weekly, which would be 86.14. So their upside move of about 200 pips, this thing can make a move, but it is a counter trend mode, counter trend trade. Okay, so let's go look at New Zealand CAD, which looked like an opportunity for us. And if you look at New Zealand CAD, that does look an opportunity here. If it does break this level here, 75.12. The Chicago will be in the cloud, and it's a thin cloud. Hopefully it could break right through it. If you're not comfortable with that, then definitely look for a level here at 74.82 for a bear side movement. Okay, let's go look at the weekly time frame. And you look at the weekly time frame, it's basically on the cadence in right now, and so it's basically in counter trend mode as far as the weekly is concerned. So the daily definitely looks good to go to the bottom side, but I would be very, very careful on it right now because of the weekly. So I really don't like this trade that much at all, so I probably would walk away from that one. Let's go look at Australia, New Zealand. Australia, New Zealand is bullish, and you could see that it's here basically forming a double top last week. One key thing on the daily time frame, if you look at it, the Tinkinson hasn't followed, so we're probably going to get a little pullback here if this is not that strong yet. A little pullback, and then it's going to take off. And my guess is probably going to happen in the next couple of days. But this does look like a great opportunity to go to the top side. You could see that this is on a weekly time frame. This is almost like a triple top here. So this thing breaks it. This thing's going a lot higher. So I definitely will look for an opportunity here on the New Zealand, Australia, New Zealand, for a bullish movement to go to the top side after it does a minor pullback. So this is probably the trade for this week. Would be the Australia, New Zealand if it breaks to the higher side. Okay, that's it for this week. If you have any questions, please let us know. You can contact us here again. Have a good week trading currencies. Let us know if you'd like to see any other currencies on the heat map.